Riaz Kokar is former Foreign Secretary of Pakistan from Islamabad tonight. Akram Zaiki is former General Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs of Pakistan. Thank you very much, Mr. Zaiki. Riaz Kokar, former veteran diplomat and former Governor of Uttar Pradesh, Ramesh Bhandari is with us tonight. And Rajiv Sikri is former Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs. Mr. Kokar, can you hear me?
छोटा सा कागज होगा.
Mr. Kokar?
क्या है तो
Okay, I'm not being able to hear you. I think you can hear me. I therefore put the first question to Akram Zaiki. Mr. Zaiki, we've been having this huge debate about how much cricket diplomacy can actually work this time. Do you think it's really meaningful?
Well, I think it has at least one advantage of improving the atmosphere between the two countries. But I think the real negotiations will be when the Secretaries of Interior and Secretaries of Foreign Affairs meet. But the leaders, if they are not just watching cricket and they are going to talk to each other also with an open mind, then they might be able to give new direction to the situation. But if they just watch cricket, then things will remain as they are.
What do you expect? Let me ask you, Mr. Sikri, what do you expect that when this kind of meeting happens on both sides, what happens behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, are there some serious issues discussed? Is some time going to be kept aside so that some agendas can be set in a one-on-one meeting between Gilani and Manmohan Singh?
Well, I think the two prime ministers cannot spend one full day watching just the cricket. They have grave responsibility for the state security and state issues. So when they will be meeting together without time limit, I'm sure in a relaxed mood they will touch upon all the critical issues.
Well, in the past it hasn't been successful. Let me get a second voice in. Ramesh Bhandari, what do you think?
Frankly, I think we are reading too much into this whole matter. From what I was able to gather, it was just a thought by the Prime Minister a few days ago that he would like to go to Mohali and watch the match. And then he said, well, if I'm going, why don't I also invite my counterpart? And he did, and that was very graciously accepted, and I'm told very well received in Pakistan. Now, the two Prime Ministers are going to meet. It's not like a regular summit taking place for which there have to be preparations, Sherpas meet, back channel diplomacy take place, an agenda is fixed, even the sort of outcome of the talks is also sort of always predetermined. Is nothing of the kind. It will help in contributing towards creating an atmosphere of friendship. Since the last encounter, let me say, much has happened, much water has flowed down the Jamna, and the international scenario has changed. We are looking inwards towards our own development. We want peace. I think Pakistan wants peace. Pakistan has got its own internal problems. They're very concerned about it. We should not try and find other solutions. The Home Secretaries have met this morning. Tomorrow we're going to have a joint communique. The indications are they were very positive talks. So as far as all this question of terrorism and 26/11 and all that has already been discussed at the appropriate special.
But it hasn't been settled.
I think that is what we should do.
But the hard issues haven't been settled. Mr. Kokar, let me get you in.
Correct, they have not been.
But the hard issues have never been settled. What can a cricket match do?
Well, frankly, I think, first of all, the Indian Prime Minister has made a very good gesture, and it has been warmly welcomed. I think cricket must have precedence here. As far as the meetings between the two Prime Ministers are concerned, in my opinion, I don't think there will be any substantive outcome from this thing. I believe it will be more in the nature of improving the atmosphere between the two countries, and also perhaps giving it some direction. I think that is where it is important. The two Prime Ministers can size up each other's sincerity and also to give a clear direction to the officials who will be meeting. In fact, the Home Secretaries are already meeting the foreign secretaries, and then of course perhaps the defense secretaries. So I think it will be more in the nature of direction.
No, but there is, I mean, for the last 1 year, Mr. Sikri, for the last 1 year, India-Pakistan relations have got into a rut. And there are a lot of people, I'm sure the Prime Minister wants to think of a new way to give it a forward push. I'm just asking you, can a cricket match achieve anything?
Not at all. I think India-Pakistan relations don't depend on whether India and Pakistan won their respective quarterfinals and reached the semi-finals of the World Cup. And this is just a bit of a tamasha. I really don't see any point in it, because in any case neither Dr. Manmohan Singh nor Mr. Gilani carry too much political credibility in their respective countries. So what are they going to deliver? Will they be able to take, Mr. Gilani be able to take, for example, the army on board and what he's going to do? Dr. Manmohan Singh is under so much pressure on various scams. So I really don't know what he's going to be able to achieve. I see Dr. Manmohan Singh making yet one more desperate effort to bring about peace between India and Pakistan. I think he's concerned about issues of his legacy, what is he going to leave behind, and this may be one last throw of the dice. Well, he's hoping that he'll hit a 6. My fear is that he may just get clean bowled.
You heard that view, Mr. Kokar. I must comment here that tonight, through the last 1 hour, we've been debating it. And we find voices from India increasingly cynical, with the exception of Ramesh Bhandari, of course, and voices from Pakistan more hopeful. Maybe it's because we've been bitten in the past with having too much hope from the Pakistani side.
Well, I don't think there are any great expectations at this end either. I think the best is that we should just value the gesture made by the Indian Prime Minister and let the two Prime Ministers watch cricket. I am quite clear in my mind that there can be no substantive outcome. This is wishful thinking, because I think I do agree with Mr. Sikri that the two Prime Ministers on both sides are relatively weak. And as we know from history, that even powerful Prime Ministers in India and Pakistan have not been able to resolve these matters.
So true.
So I think we should not give too much importance to it. Let's give cricket more importance, because cricket must win in this particular round, and let this be a sideshow.
Well, I mean, that's what we would all like to see. Instead of letting the politicians take center stage, Ramesh Bhandari. That's the real view. So the point of view tonight, Ramesh Bhandari, is let's not get over sentimental. For the first time, a democratically elected Prime Minister from Pakistan taking part in cricketing diplomacy. Let's celebrate. Let's take off where Musharraf left, where Ziaul Haq left in '87. We've been there, done that.
No, I have not said that at all. In any case, I don't think it is very right to go along and very appropriate in any case to start denigrating our respective Prime Ministers. They are what they are. They happen to be there in their position because they enjoy the majority on the floor of the House. And let's not divert these issues into other channels. Let us confine it to the match. And as I said earlier also, it is only the matter of if it can change as an atmosphere. Nothing substantive is going to come out of it, out of this particular meeting between the two Prime Ministers. They will talk, they might give directions or may agree upon broad directions in which the future relations will go, but that would mean that is only a direction, and it's a long journey. India-Pakistan relations are such, we are neighbors, sometimes we have to get together. It's a long journey, there are a lot of obstacles, one by one we have to remove these obstacles and move on. I'm an optimist in this type of thing, and I think what is happening in the world will compel us to go along and come and put our differences aside and get along with the job of concentrating on development of the country and to seeing that we bring about prosperity and we bring about give some type of opportunities for betterment of life of all our people.
No, but that's great to hear. But there has been a lot of gushing. There has been an incredible amount of gushing, Mr. Zaiki. Also on some certain sections in both sides. That this is, the first visit since November 2000 attack in Mumbai. And therefore, it comes at a time when relations will thaw. There will be a Mohali thaw. Much will be achieved over a dinner. atmospheric matter. We've been fed all that. What do you think, Mr. Zeki? What's your view? Is it very different from Mr. Kokar's?
Well, I think it was a good gesture, as I said, and it will improve the atmosphere. But the real issues will only be discussed between the formal meetings of the Secretaries of Interior and Foreign Secretaries. If the ministers do not give any directions, then they will still be in the same old rut. But having heard the last 1 hour of debate, and I see that there is really no change in the mindset in India, which is very negative, and therefore I don't expect any progress, definitely not after listening to the debate.
Mr. Sikri, is there justification for that, what is being described as a negative mindset by Mr. Zeki? Do you have a negative mindset?
I think I think we have to be realistic. Certainly, I would like to hope that there is good relations between India and Pakistan, between the people of India and Pakistan. But if there is any change of mindset that is required, I think it is in Pakistan, where we, at least I don't see much change there. Yes, there are members of civil society, there are lots of individual Pakistanis who have goodwill towards India, who understand that the future of Pakistan lies in good relations with India, with peace and stability with India. But does the army feel that way, or are their vested interests too strong to permit them to do that? That is the real question. And you know, we are constantly engaging with those interlocutors in Pakistan who are rational and civilian side, but they are not the real power brokers in Pakistan. So that is why I don't see much happening there. And one other point I just want to make, I think this cricket diplomacy or this unconventional diplomacy should have been tried more with some of our other neighbors. With Bangladesh, for example, if we had to try cricket diplomacy, why couldn't Manmohan Singh have gone to Dhaka and inaugurated the first match of the series with Sheikh Hasina? That would have been something. Or do it with Nepal or Sri Lanka. Why are we so obsessed with Pakistan? It's not our only neighbor. And if we were to spend even a fraction of this effort with our other neighbors, we'd get much better results. But we are so obsessed with Pakistan, we keep hitting into a brick wall and we keep trying, and all our other neighbors feel ignored. I think that is a bit of a loss.
Well, we're coming to a standstill day after tomorrow when the match begins. Mr. Kokar, on a lighter note, I think the only thing you will agree with all of us tonight is that Dhoni will demolish Afridi's boys on the grounds of Mohali day after tomorrow. Do I have your support on that?
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you said.
I said maybe the only thing we will have a complete agreement on tonight is that India has a far superior chance of winning on Wednesday.
Well, I think I would not concede that. I would say that the better team should win and cricket should win.
Or a diplomatic answer there today. Riyaz Kokar, Mr. Zeki, Romesh Bhandari and Mr. Sikri. May the best man win. And we know where the best man is. I'm not going to say it anymore. Gentlemen, thank you very much.